I'm Karen, and I teach writing for test prep, both SAT and CLEP. Today I want to talk a little bit about the SAT essay, and particularly what it means for second language learners. I'll share a little bit about my background. I am a certified teacher with some post-bac work in working with English language learners. I've been involved with the SAT essay in a variety of contexts. I've had the opportunity to teach test prep both at Bell-Red Bilingual Academy in the Seattle area and also online. I found that there are some things that are especially important for second language learners to know. Some skills, like maintaining a consistent point of view, using adequate support to develop your argument, organizing effectively, are consistent across languages and across both sides of the Pacific, so the skills that you have in your native language do carry over. Of course, it can still be pretty intimidating when you find yourself looking for the first time at a blank sheet of paper and a 25-minute time limit. Fortunately, there's a lot of strategies that can make the process easier, and that's a part of what I'm here for. Of course, a part of confidence is having the skills. English language usage does figure into that. We spend a little time each week covering that. Here's one little example: false subjects, something that tends to trip up native English speakers as well as second language learners. You want to get to the point, ideally, where a lot of these language constructions are internalized. That helps on the multiple choice section, of course. It also helps your fluency when you're writing. And then, if you allow yourself a couple minutes at the end to go back and look for errors, you'll find you get better with time at catching them. One thing you don't want to do, though, is look for errors during that 20 minutes or so when you're actually writing. And this is one of the hardest things for students. One of the biggest obstacles on the SAT is perfectionism. Fortunately, the College Board doesn't expect students to be perfect. We're looking at the rubric right now, and you see a score of 4. A good score, a competence score, has some errors in grammar, usage, and mechanics. And one reason for that is that the SAT essay isn't just a test of writing skills. It's also a test of critical reasoning. And there are students from all over the world, all walks of life, that are good critical thinkers who didn't necessarily grow up speaking English. I believe that ideally, test prep should be highly individualized. I think it's important to set goals just a little bit beyond the level that the student is currently at. When a student is consistently writing 4-level papers, that's the time to look at some 5 levels, some 6 levels. So part of my curriculum I go into the course with, but part of it develops through interactions with students. Not just how well they're writing, what they're scoring, but also their life experiences, which turn into their potential essay support. Some test prep companies teach students to make templates, almost a fill-in-the-blank kind of thesis statement and transitions. I think it really does depend on the individual student. There are some who benefit. They might be really intimidated by the idea of writing in 25 minutes, so much so that they just freeze. Also, second language learners who are just internalizing structures, just learning transition statements. Some writers, though, will write better when they don't have those constrictions. And some students who are really struggling with grammar are going to still sound awkward even with the templates. So it's important to think of them as just one tool that if you want to do well on the SAT essay, you have a lot of tools to draw from. And what helps you most depends on your individual strengths and your individual weaknesses.